Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I ask you to take a moment to silence your cell phones. Parents and grandparents, family members, faculty, staff, trustees, honored guests, friends, alumni, and graduates-to-be. Good afternoon and welcome to the commencement ceremony for Wellington's class of 2017, the 29th graduating class in our school's history. Before addressing the students, a quick word to the parents. Thank you for supporting Wellington, and more importantly, congratulations, you made it. Having experienced this day with each of my two children, I want you to know that the best is yet to come. Now, members of the class of 2017, over the past 4 years, we at Wellington have been studying all aspects of student engagement, best known by our Harvesting Your Engagement dots every trimester. What we've been attempting is to ensure that students' experiences in classes fulfill two particular criteria. First, we've worked to ensure that you find your work deeply challenging, and second, we want to make sure that you love the challenging work you're part of. It has been our conviction that if you are both challenged and love it, that you would do your best work and be hungry for more. We hope you do indeed leave us hungry for more. I want to say a few words about two different aspects of engagement. First, I want to encourage you to think about engagement not just in the classroom, but also engaging in your communities. All of you have worked in your own way to make Wellington better. Consider that practice. We hope as you move forward, you will make it your business to make larger communities stronger, that you'll be open to new and different people and committed to something bigger than yourselves. Second, I encourage you to engage in new ideas. Explore areas of intellect unfamiliar to you, whether it be beat poetry, Chinese philosophy, particle physics. Remember, your colleges and universities will challenge you to explore. You will be enriched if you engage in that challenge. I'm a classicist by training, and as a group, we generally think that anything that happened after 300 AD is a fad. Yet on SIP night, I learned about bicistronic plasmid vectors, neurofilament and tubulin segregation, and perilipin 5A truncation. I didn't even know there were 4A truncation. If an old dog like me can learn new tricks, so can you. You have amazing brains. Be sure that they are challenged and that they love it. We are proud of who you have been at Wellington and are excited to see you become what you become beyond us. Each year, we acknowledge the lifers, those students who have been attending Wellington since pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, or first grade. The class of 2017 boasts 12 lifers. In honor of this unique dedication to the school, these students were given a blue honor cord at senior dinner on Tuesday evening to designate their lifer status. Would the following students and their parents please rise? Matthew Croft, Megan Gross, Jordan Holland, Khalil Jalak, Elizabeth Kazemi, Samuel Kim, Margaret Meeks, Adam Porter, Cassie Robbins, J.T. Seitz, Spencer Shore, and Matt Strasser. We thank you for the amazing commitment your longevity represents.
To present the class gift, please welcome the president of the senior class, Nilu Paletti.
The class of 2017 holds some of the most gifted performers and dedicated technicians at Wellington. Their devotion to acting has not only given us many memorable productions, but also demonstrated the excellence of Wellington theater time and time again. In order to foster this deep appreciation for the arts and drama and honor those who have upheld this unique program, we have chosen to give back to the theater department at Wellington. On behalf of the class of 2017, I am proud to present a contribution towards a new audio and visual system in the BPAC to support theater productions, musical concerts, movie night fundraisers, and much more. We hope that future student groups can use this equipment to continue developing the arts and theater at Wellington and showcase the wide range of talents of every passionate Jaguar.
Next, please welcome the co-editors of this year's yearbook, Margaret Meeks and Claire Gisdanis, to offer the yearbook dedication.
Hello, thank you all for coming. On behalf of the entire yearbook staff and the class of 2017, Claire and I would like to thank everyone who contributed to our yearbook this year. First, a special thank you to the entire yearbook staff who worked many, many hours. Each member of the team puts a lot of time and effort into making a yearbook that everyone in the Wellington community will enjoy. I have been involved with the yearbook for all 4 years of high school, and Claire has been a part of the team for 3 years. We are extremely grateful for everyone on the staff this year and to Ms. Benatti, who has risen to the challenge as the new yearbook advisor. She has worked together with the yearbook staff to problem solve and find solutions under time pressure while managing to stay calm and keep smiling. For this, we give her our sincere gratitude and wish nothing but the best, knowing next year's yearbook staff will be in good hands.
This year, the Wellington community will receive one of the largest yearbooks yet, with over 200 pages and a commemorative cover honoring the history of Wellington over the past 35 years. This task cannot be completed without the willingness of parents, students, and faculty members to help gather pictures, answer questions, and provide quotes that will help tie our book together. Our work creating this yearbook would also not be possible without the continuing support of all the local businesses. Whether they have a connection to the school, or are just one of the families here, or are just a part of the local community, they have overwhelmed us with their generosity.
This year, the yearbook staff would like to dedicate the 32nd volume of the yearbook to 2 people who have helped to make the Wellington community truly feel like a family. We are sadly forced to say goodbye to Miss Rosemary Merjewski and Miss Lauren Spitzer. The yearbook staff has decided to take this time to thank both of them for everything they have done to make Wellington a better place. Ms. Merjewski has been a member of the Wellington community for 29 years, and she has made a positive impact on every person she has had contact with. She has helped encourage students of many ages to delve into the world of foreign language by playing Spanish-themed games and enjoying Spanish fiestas. Sadly, I never had Ms. Merjewski for class, but I did have the privilege of having her as my advisor for all 4 years of high school. Throughout all 4 years, she never failed to help with any scheduling issues I had, and she would always ask each of us how things were going and what we had been up to. Anyone who knows Ms. Merjewski knows that she has a smile on her face more often than not. She regularly cracks jokes with students and makes them laugh with her sarcasm, but along with her jokes, she's continually offered challenging but interesting classes for all her students. Ms. Mirjewski has brought so much positivity and enthusiasm into the Wellington community, and after she leaves, there will be something missing for a long, long time. We will miss her and her cheerful olas.
Although Miss Spitzer was only at Wellington for a few years, she quickly became a huge part of the community. For all the times I came late to school, which was a lot, Miss Spitzer always met me with kindness and asked how I was. No matter which student or faculty member was walking up to her desk, they always left with a smile. Although she was a member of the Wellington staff, to many of the senior class she felt like a best friend. She made herself available for any problems or questions one might have, and was always there if a student wanted to chat. One student remembers walking into her office to find her frantically texting her to convince her husband to let her adopt a puppy. When she was finished, she said, "When it comes to puppies and babies, no one wins with me. They are mine." Well, today she has that puppy, but she may have one more than she expected, because she will be leaving with the hearts of the whole upper school.
As a final statement, we would like to take the time to honor Miss Colette Granger. Sadly, she passed away in July 2016 after a hard-fought battle with cancer. While her time at Wellington was shorter than all of us hoped, she left a lasting impression on many students and faculty members within the community. She will never be forgotten. This year's yearbook has been created in her memory.
Our hope is that many years in the future, each member of the Wellington community will be able to look back on this yearbook and be reminded of all the wonderful memories we made during the school year. Thank you.
Each year, the seniors choose a member of the class to be the class speaker. It is my pleasure to welcome this year's class speaker, Sam Kim.
First off, I'd like to say I am stunned that you guys allowed me to come up here today and speak. I was completely not expecting this to happen. Anyways, I'm Sam. I have been a Wellington student for most of my life. Out of the 18 years I've been alive, 13 were spent here at Wellington. I am a lifer, and I've seen people come and go from the school, like my good friend Danny. Where are you, Danny? Where are you? Right here, yes. So this man, he left in middle school, and he realized he made a mistake and decided to come back for his senior year. Our class of 2017 has always been small, but allowed everyone in our grade to know one another. Going through Wellington, my class had some great memories together, and that is what I would like to talk about today. It all started in 9th grade. It was our first year in high school, and the first thing we did was all go to 9th grade camp. This was also the first time we met many of the new kids that joined us for high school, and where I had my first encounter with my good friend James. James being James, the first thing he said to me was, "Saw, dude." The thing I will remember the most about 9th grade camp, though, was the campfire and Miss Robbins when she sang House of Gold by 21 Pilots. We were all eating s'mores and talking, then Miss Robbins stood up and told us that she was going to sing and probably embarrass Cassie. Many of us were surprised that she was doing this in front of us. That moment, though, broke the ice and showed us that we shouldn't be afraid of the things that are coming ahead and to take chances. Even as freshmen, we can still be someone in high school. Freshman year, Nia, Connor, Teddy started their dynasty out in the field, and Jack was starting his ascent up the ranks in the tech crew. As we entered our 10th grade year, we felt like we had a hang of things, but we still had no idea how to handle high school and what came with it. The year went along, and then we were assigned the most interesting project of our time in the high school, the Social History Project. For those of you who don't know, the Social History Project is a project where us students went out and interviewed somebody on an event. The person we interviewed told their narrative on whatever event that they were a part of. I made one of my grandma's cousin who was a DJ in the Vietnam War and his experience being a disc jockey. All of them were very interesting and like they have come right off the History Channel. There are many unique projects that we have done, but this one encompasses how Wellington will take an idea such as history and then mold it into something that no other school does. For students, it makes the class and the subject memorable for all of us. Though, the highlight of this year for many in my class is the day the water main broke. I came into school that day thinking I was going to have to attend class and go through a typical B-day. Then, at the start of morning meeting, Dr. Turwin says the best line I have ever heard here at Wellington. I just got off the phone with the Upper Arlington Department of Public Utilities, and the school will not have running water. Therefore, we cannot have school today. As soon as he finished, everyone was celebrating. I was shocked by what I have just heard. Our school was canceled for a day. That's unheard of. This day, I know, will be looked down upon as one of the best days of school for many of us. 11th grade, we went to Philly this time. Philly was one of my favorite trips that I've done with the school. The trip is planned by us and somehow doesn't turn into a train wreck. We walked around the city, and all of us by the end of the day have sweated through our shirts. When we stopped walking, I ran to the closest place that was air-conditioned. Every night after the day was over, many of the students, including myself, would beg to go get ice cream from the Franklin Fountain that was 5 blocks away. Each teacher, such as Mr. Neely, Mr. Miller, and the rest of the advisors, would take around 8 kids and wait in line for 10 minutes. I remember being the first group to leave to go to the Franklin Fountain, and then having to wait outside. Then, another group of Wellington kids showed up, and this place was slowly overrun by us. Those poor workers had no idea that a school was going to show up right before their closing time. Also, one night, Mr. Becker and Miss Bedard took a couple of students to a jazz club to listen to music and relax the night away. These moments showed me how much the advisors and group leaders cared for us, and that in Wellington, we can gain a relationship with them, and it's something that's completely different from other schools. It starts to change the way us students perceive the school and our teachers. Senior year, we stayed at Wellington for 2 days, but a place that had a major impact on me was the library. We all have been to the library before and have done something that upset Miss Dunn, whether it be us having our feet up on a table or having a battle in the library room. There are so many times that Miss Dunn has caught me doing something and given me her patented stare through those glass windows. There are so many times that Miss Dunn has caught me doing something wrong and the library taught me for all of this in the socializing area of the school, the place to procrastinate, the place for all of us to smuggle a quick snack in. I had the most fun I always found my time in the library was where I had the most fun and where my relationships with other students, I didn't talk too much, and underclassmen in the school grew. This is when I became a close friend with Furkan. During our first period study hall, everyone in the room would either do one of 2 things, sleep or play Clash Royale. Furkan and I would be yelling and screaming in the study hall room from an epic game we were playing and summon Miss Dunn, often in the morning to make sure no one was getting murdered. Then, the library is also here for other reasons, like rehab for a long day in class. The library was a place to take a break from the pressures of school and became the hangout spot of the school. One day of high school that stuck out to me was the day the teachers decided to crack down on everyone out of dress code. The best way I can describe this is like a movie, when the police are storming a building and arresting everyone. Except the police in this case is Miss Bedard. I was just an innocent witness, relaxing in my usual gray sweatshirt and khakis. This day, though, anyone wearing something off-colored white, too high of a skirt, too low of a shirt, or just not wearing anything related to uniform, got in trouble that day, and was a precursor to dress code violators of the future, like Jordan and Emma. After going through high school and looking back, I knew that Miss Bedard was just playing as a strict parent, and that day, because someone had to. Without her spree that day, the household that is Wellington would have been controlled by the kids. Being a lifer here at Wellington, the only thing I know is Wellington, really. It will be another 13 long years till I've been someplace else longer. I have no idea what I'll be doing, but I hope it is something I enjoy. Wellington has prepared all of us to be successful no matter what field we will end up pursuing. We have become risk takers. We found ourselves and gained relationships with teachers and each other. I'm sure with these skills learned, the class of 2017 will have people doing amazing things. Will Edick becoming a famous sci-fi writer. Brett and Sophie being a dynamic duo and making art. Chase becoming a famous movie director. This class has many more people that in 13 years will be doing something amazing, I'm sure. Though, I think the class of 2017 has found something special in Wellington that will always be there for us. A home, a getaway, and a sanctuary. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. I wonder when that water main story is going to disappear. We'll keep waiting. Next, we'll hear from our music award winner. Peter Sholkoff is the Music Award winner this year. Peter will be performing Sleep by Ivor Gurney, accompanied by Casey Cook on piano.
Come, sleep, and with thy sweet deceiving, lock me in delight awhile. Let some pleasing dream beguile all my fancies, that from thence I may feel an influence. All my powers of care bereaving. Though but a shadow, but a sliding, let me know some little joy. We that suffer long annoy are contented with a thought through an idle fancy wrought. Oh, let my joys have some abiding. Oh, let my joys have some
I'm excited to speak to the class of 2017, but before I do that, I want to make sure we acknowledge they worked hard to get here, but there was a whole group of people that helped support them and prepare them for this moment. So could I get a round of applause for the teachers that have cared for this group along the way? And this is a group that includes scientific scholars, accomplished and dedicated athletes who set a new standard for athletic teams at Wellington, global citizens and geopolitical leaders with academic travels to Barcelona, Paris, the Yucatan, and Belize, and students who do not simply speak of social equity and inclusion, but actually organize, act, and inform, moving others to new ways of thinking and service. You are an impressive group indeed. But being lumped together as a group was never really how you rolled. You have grown to be uniquely individual, developing confidence in grand self-expression and advocacy. You have embraced being different, and as we have learned, being different is powerful. Being different inspires new ideas, and being different can also be challenging. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. In this address, your individuality deserves greater personal attention. You have done some of the most impressive academic and extracurricular work that I've seen at Wellington. But if I took time to speak about each of you, we would be here far too long. And I realize some of you are eager to finish here so you can head over to IKEA with the rest of Central Ohio. Before I wrap up, I realize I should also provide some sort of guiding advice as you head off into the world. It is a big step. Over the last year or so, we have studied research relating to happiness. All of you are aware of that. And not just rah-rah, ha-ha happiness, but true eudaimonic happiness, where people find meaning and purpose in their lives. We know that chasing material things or superficial affirmations through likes and retweets might bring brief moments of hedonic happiness, but it will not have a positive and lasting impact on your life. IKEA, for example, can bring you happiness, but that happiness is mostly through delicious meatballs. Pleasing, but fleeting. In order to get closer to a true state of eudaimonia, here are a few research-affirmed ideas. First, put your phones away. Screen time increases significantly for college students. Many on their devices for up to 9 hours per day. Studies have shown that increased screen time leads to increased stress and reduced satisfaction with life. Create strategies where you take a break and disconnect from the device. I see you shaking your heads. It's just too hard, Dr. Turwin. What about my snap streak? End it. It will make you better. Second, the research is clear that being outdoors will help you be happier, kinder, and more creative. You don't have to head to Yosemite or Alaska. Just find a place nearby and go for a walk, or take a blanket and go sit in the trees somewhere. Your brain can settle and organize, your senses are heightened, and you will be refreshed. Finally, take time to be grateful. Even in those most difficult moments, we can always find things to be thankful for. Taking a few moments to savor and be grateful for the good things in our lives empowers and emboldens us to push through adversity and gain a greater foothold in any situation. Too often we get stuck in a rut, convincing ourselves that things are tragic and terrible. Resist that urge and instead find things to appreciate. And in that vein, and taking my own advice, I do want to make sure you each know how much you meant to me and to the school. I also want to honor your individuality, and so I've provided each of you a brief note of gratitude and reflection. It is taped under your chair. And to ensure that you do go out for a hike, I have researched and found a hiking location near each of your colleges, and that is also noted on the back of your card. You can hold on to the cards, open them after the ceremony. Class of 2017, we appreciate you. Your individuality and personal confidence has been inspiring us all. Always embrace who you are, be open to new and challenging ideas, and for goodness sake, put down the cell phone and head outside. Thank you, students, for all that you've given to us, and we wish you all the best on your next adventure. I will miss you. Thank you. I am pleased to welcome to the podium Mr. Ted Manley, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Manley.
Mr. Brisk, Dr. Turwin, faculty, staff, trustees, parents, families, and most importantly, class of 2017. It is my great honor to celebrate this very special day with you. Today is the culmination of an 18-year collaboration between you fine young people and those that have supported you throughout the years. Making it to this day was not easy, but it will make your lives immeasurably better, and you should be commended for your efforts. Advice. It is a time-honored tradition in commencement for old people like me to give young people like you some advice, as if you haven't had enough already by now. But this advice is practical. It may even help you today. When I graduated from high school, the setting was similar. The ceremony took place in a gymnasium. The stage was set up much like this stage, with 3 steps up and 3 steps down. We were made to wear the polyester gowns that you are wearing, perfect for a hot June day. The gown I wore was a bit longer than my height dictated, the result of poor last-minute planning on my part. When I approached the stage to proudly receive my diploma, I started up the stairs. The first 2 stairs went well. But my 3rd step went inside my gown and pulled me forward. To avoid a certain faceplant, I tucked my shoulder and performed a rather awkward somersault on the stage in front of the principal and a gymnasium full of my peers. I'm still not over it. So my advice to you is this: hold on to your gown and be careful coming up these stairs. Genius. You are all geniuses, perhaps not in the way that you might think. Let me explain. A few years ago, the school endeavored to create an evolved version of our mission statement, and it contains a word that is fitting for this jumping off point in your young lives. It is the mission of the school to guide you to discover your inherent genius. This does not mean that we want you to work at the Apple Store, or to join Mensa, or to become the next Einstein, although I will remind you that one of our alums did complete Einstein's theory of relativity. That type of genius is exceedingly rare, roughly 1% of the world's population. And while there are positive characteristics associated with geniuses, such as curiosity, imagination, persistence, and, well, that's enough. Research also shows that geniuses are prone to selfishness, profanity, insomnia, and poor hygiene. I looked it up. And not to worry, U.S. News and World Report did a ranking of nations by genius, and the U.S. isn't even in the top 10. Don't get me wrong, if you're a genius, go for it. But our use of the word is more inclusive. In fact, everyone has a genius. The idea was inspired by Mr. Brisk's love of classical Roman mythology. The Latin word genius describes a guardian spirit or inner voice that guides each of us through life's various decision points. Your genius was thought to be with you from birth to death and would appear at many crucial moments as you navigated your true path. It is your divine double, your higher self, the better angel of your nature. So how does this relate to Wellington? What is unique about you is what is important to Wellington. You may remember that a few years back, our past chair, Nancy Kramer, arranged for the acclaimed British educator, Sir Ken Robinson, to speak at the school. What a wonderful gift. For those of you who might not know, Sir Ken, as he was referred to, is a transformational thinker in the area of education and a TED Talk superstar with over 45 million views. And he was also knighted by the Queen. Sir Ken believes that schools are most effective when they reveal uniqueness rather than force conformity on students, a sentiment shared in the Wellington community. He says that an estimated 100 billion lives have been lived in the modern Homo sapien era, and each one of them has been completely unique and unrepeatable. The reason is that we create our life as we live it, through the choices that we make. Choices about what talents to cultivate, what school to attend, where to live, what career to pursue, and who to love. These are big decisions, decisions that will have a huge impact on the trajectory of your lives. If you listen, I believe that your genius will speak with you as you make each of them. But you must be skilled at distinguishing the genius voice from the many other competing voices that can interfere. Wellington has prepared you well in this regard. Think about it. The driving force behind your education here has been largely your own curiosity. This is intentional. It is based on the belief that the learning is at its best when you are deeply engaged in something you love and are good at. It is what Sir Ken refers to as being in your element, and it is what we call being engaged. That is why the school asked you and not your teachers whether you were engaged in your classes. It is why your teachers cared so much that you discovered something that you were really interested in and provided you the time necessary to deeply explore it. If the questions and the drive are coming from you, then you are honing your inherent genius. Please know that your experience here is quite unusual, and it'll set you on a path of self-discovery. You are in for some wonderfully complicated years with many choices to make as you commence your lives outside of Wellington. Know that your genius is at your disposal. Listen to it, use it, let it guide you. My very best wishes to you, class of 2017.
Mr. Brisk, Mr. Manley, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, alumni, guests, and friends, it is my distinct privilege to present to you for graduation the members of the Wellington School Class of 2017. As your name is called, please come forward and receive your diploma. Taylor Lee Adams. Janani Anaga Apala. Simone Michelle Armour. Sophie Elizabeth Barber. Evan Zimmerman Brandow. Daniel Patrick Callanan. Jaden Bobson Cook. Matthew Croft. Jacob Harrison Dash. William Erickson Edick. Nia Elizabeth Gill. Megan Louise Gross. Brett Nicole Hairston. Kelsey Marie Hall. Emma Elizabeth Hands. Jasmine Marie Heriberta. Dustin James Harder. John Haynes. Jordan Naomi Holland. Khalil Atif Jalak. Miranda Eileen Johnson. Claire Jasdanis. Elizabeth Sharzad Kazemi. Samuel James Kim. Theodore Charles Knowles. Mustafa Furkan Kulanchi. Congrats. Thank you. Chase Thomas Leno. Alora Majumder.
Thank you.
Madeline Grace McClinchy. Margaret Elizabeth Meeks. Jack McKendry Miller. Ryan Charles O'Neill. Nilima Chowdhury Paletti. Lucas A. Palmer. Ngozi Isaac Pinkston. Adam Joseph Porter. Dominic Michael Ragusa. Spencer James Reeser. Cassandra Joe Robbins. Simone Noel Robinson. James Beckett Rohrbach. Emma Renee Ruck. Peter James Scholkoff. John Thomas Seitz. Well done. Spencer Lewis Shore. Arham Mohid Siddiqui. William Oswald Sears-Potowski. Shashank Singh. Benjamin Ray Starker. John Matthew Strasser. Madeline Christina Studer. Jawei Sun. Connor Charles Weber. Meredith Cameron Kylie White. Ian Kenneth Woods. Xinwen Zhang. The trail. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Wellington graduating class of 2017. I am really going to miss this group. You may be seated. Settled. Now to introduce our Alumni Association speakers are Megan Gross and Sam Kim.
I would like to introduce my sister, Katie Gross, from the graduating class of 2017.
And my brother, Patrick Kim, also from the graduating class of 2011. They will be speaking on behalf of the Alumni Association.
All right, first things first, I too am also a little surprised you chose to elect Sam to do the graduation speech. But evidently he's a lot cooler than I was in high school. I'll keep it short. But congratulations to the class of Wellington of 2017. You are commencing your first steps into adulthood and embarking on one of the most fun and exciting journeys of life, also known as college. When I was asked to speak at graduation, I was extremely hesitant. I didn't really know what to tell you all because part of life is figuring out on your own through trial and error. But then my mom threatened me, and here I am, so you're welcome, Amy. I was a lifer at Wellington. I went pre-K through high school. I saw the place build and grow alongside myself. Roberts Field, Northcrest, the new cafeteria, the new upper and lower school, all were incorporated into my education here at Wellington and ultimately added up to my experience. That's how long I went to school here for. You may look at that experience as a large sum of money spent on private education. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I just like to think of it as an investment in my life, and thanks again to everyone who made that possible. It's not too long ago that I was sitting in the senior's shoes, a senior in high school ready to leave and go out to college. By the time I was graduating, honestly, I hated Wellington, and it wasn't until recently that I really began to rejoice in the solace and comfort that Wellington provided for me. Currently, I'm working at NYU as a counselor at 3 local low-income, under-resourced high schools in the South Bronx. Think Compton, neglected Detroit, Southside Chicago. It's the same thing, but in New York City. Seeing how crappy and utterly terrible these schools are really made me finally appreciate how great Wellington is and how great it was for me. Wellington provided me with the foundation and moral schematic to carry me through any obstacle in life. Without lecturing much more, I would like to congratulate the seniors once more. Remember to keep an open mind, work hard in school, stay humble, and don't go out partying too hard in college. You all have been equipped so handedly from Wellington the tools to do well and accomplish your personal goals. It is now up to you to go out there and accomplish them. Good luck and congrats on becoming Old Wellington alumni like myself.
Faculty, family, friends, and class of 2017, thank you for inviting me to celebrate with you on this day. When I was invited to speak with you, I began to reflect on what happened on this stage Sorry, this was last year's speech. All right, here we go. Well, congratulations, class of 2017. First off, I did not graduate in 2017. I'm from the class of 2011. Thanks, Megan. So welcome to life as Wellington alumni. I can't believe it's already been 6 years since I was sitting where you are today. Seeing you all grow up the past 13 years has made me realize just how unique of an experience it was to attend Wellington. I got to watch many of you start your first day of kindergarten to receiving your diploma and all the experiences in between. As a Wellington lifer, I could stand here for 3 hours and give you 18 years of advice about how Wellington has shaped me into who I am today. But after looking back on my experience, I felt that the most important life lesson I gained from my time at Wellington was how to persevere. While at Wellington, I was never the smartest in the classroom and the most athletic on the field, yet Wellington offered me the opportunity to try any activity I wanted, and it gave me the encouragement to keep trying if I didn't think I would succeed. I was able to participate in theater even though I was shy. I tried just about every sport at Wellington even though I could barely run a mile, and I could pick any class I wanted regardless of my GPA. I started at the University of Cincinnati in 2011, eager to meet new friends and move out of my parents' house, but I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I went from a high school of 200 to a college of 22,000. I became frustrated because there was always someone smarter than me taking my spot in a class, or someone with more experience getting the internship I wanted. Sports were definitely out of the question, so I'd have to seek other activities around campus. So I took classes just to get closer to a degree and figured I'd somehow land a job right after graduation. I was frustrated because I was just one of 22,000 and felt even more average. As I felt myself sinking into the sea of fourth years, just trying to make it to graduation, my Wellington instincts began to kick in. During a time when I could have given up or gone on to pursue a career I wasn't extremely passionate about, I made the best of my situation. I put all my effort into my classes during my last few months, graduated with honors, and sought out various career paths. This led me to where I am today. 2 years later, and I just finished my first year of law school at Indiana University, something I would have never dreamed of doing. Even the look on my parents' faces when I told them I was going to law school was priceless. If it weren't for the opportunities Wellington gave me, I don't think I would have had the courage to persevere and seek out a career that I once thought was out of the question. So as you move on to the real world, and your time at Wellington has become a thing of the past, just remember that it has shaped you into who you are today. I wish you all the best of luck and congratulations again, and welcome to the Wellington Alumni Association.
I just want to say that was an amazing save, and all those terrible things I said about cell phones, I take it back. They're kind of awesome.
At this time, please rise and join in the singing of the Wellington Alma Mater. Chris Robbins will lead us. And please note that the words to the Alma Mater are printed on the back of the graduation program. One announcement before we close. Please join us for refreshments in the Thomas family dining room immediately following the recessional. We ask that families exit to your left, straight into the dining room to meet the graduates. And now, class of 2017, we send you forth with our affection, our pride in who you are, and our eager anticipation of the next steps in your journey.